7 principles of true leadership. Number 1, true leadership is inherent in the human spirit. You have to believe that first. Every human being possesses the capacity to be a leader. Whether they die as a follower is a choice. Number 2, true leadership cannot be taught. It must be discovered. This is why going to any leadership course or any leadership school doesn't produce leaders. Fortune 500 companies spend billions of dollars every year sending their would-be leaders, managers to all kinds of seminars all over America, and they come right back and be the same person. Because leadership cannot be taught, really. It must be discovered on the inside. Number 3, true leadership is self-discovery. And number 4, true leadership is serving your gift to the world. Everyone in this room was born with a specific gift. Some of you got 2 of them. Don't try and develop all of your gifts. Focus on one. Make it your primary gift. And then refine it. And then serve it to the world. The key to leadership is service. But it doesn't mean servitude as making yourself of less value. You serve because you have value. It is your gift that makes you valuable, and serving it is your responsibility. And the better you serve your gift, the greater leadership you achieve. That's why Jesus said, the greatest among you is the one who serves everybody. The greatest is the one who serves. The greatest is the one who serves. So whoever can serve that gift more effectively, they become the greatest in the group. No one came to earth without a gift. The problem is we try to take other people's gifts and make them ours. If you become an imitation, you're going to be broke. You need to find your gift, your strength, your unique power. And you need to take that and say, I'm going to become this. And then serve it to the world. And that's your leadership born that day. Write this down. Number 5, true leadership is self-deployment. Everybody say deployment. You know, in developing countries, we are basically, by the colonial philosophy, educated to be employed. And that is still one of our problems in the Bahamas. In Jamaica. In Barbados, it's heavy there. Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Grenada, we're suffering from this problem. All over Africa. South America, same problem. Venezuela, just came from there a couple months ago. Same spirit there. Argentina, went down there. Same spirit there in Argentina. I mean, we're all suffering from this mentality of the colonial spirit. And you folks from America who were part of the slave experience, you have the same mentality, still fighting with it. In other words, we've all been taught to be employed, not deployed. And so they always tell you, go to school, get an education so you can get a job. You ever heard that before? Stay in school so you can get an education so you can get a job. They never say stay in school so you can own a business. They don't even think that way. It doesn't even cross. Your parents don't even think that way. And so you follow the convention of the community. I'll never forget the meeting when I went to Malaysia to speak. I was speaking at the largest Sony plant. I had 2 days with them. The first day I spoke to all the managers, all the CEOs. I was the speaker to train them. And these people, man, they're all slant eyes, you know. There was Chinese and Japanese and Singaporeans. All these folks were there in Malaysia working for Sony. And I had to do training there for management development and leadership training for the whole day. And then the next day, I had to speak to 2,000 of the workers in the plant who were making television. They were producing, CD players. That's where all this stuff comes from. There's the big plant in Malaysia where they make this stuff. And I was there the second day and did training all day. The third day, the president of that particular firm called me up and he says, our CEOs and our executives are so impressed by you, we want to take you for lunch. We want to talk to you some more. So we went to this restaurant, ate stuff I don't want to talk about, and then we sat there, we began to talk, and here I was, in this room with all these multi-millionaires and a few billionaires, and I'm the only black colored guy in the room, man. It was feeling so good. I felt like raisin in a bowl of cornflakes, you know what I mean? And they were picking my brain, man. They were taking notes, asking me questions, keep writing stuff. And all of a sudden it hit me, wait a minute. All these guys are millionaires, man. I ain't got no $1 million yet. I got it now, but I ain't got no $1 million yet. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, man, every Chinaman I know owns a business. And here I am in the heart of Asia, where they come from. And I said, sir, pardon me, I have a question that I need you to answer. And they looked at me. I said, tell me, how come everywhere you all go, no matter where it is, you go to the lowest ghetto in the heart of the township and you end up owning a business? Can you tell me what is your secret? And they looked at each other and they laughed. And then they spoke in a language I didn't understand. I went, you all speak English. You all don't talk like that in front around me. I want to hear what you're saying. And they laughed. And then the president said to me, he said, well, we've been noticing that ourselves. That everywhere we meet you all, and he meant people like me, he says, you are always seeming to be at the bottom of the ladder. He said, and we couldn't figure it out for a long time. I said, but please tell me, what did you find out? Because I want to know. Because I ain't staying at the bottom of no ladder. And they laughed. He said, well, we have concluded, based on our assessment, that whenever you go into a community, the first thing you look for is a job. He says, when we come into any community, the first thing we look for is a business. He said it's attitude. They don't even look for a job. Any Chinese working for you? Come on, clap. Learn the lesson right now. Everybody say attitude. Attitude. They don't even think about employment. They think deployment. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. So here we were in Bainstown, in the ghetto of the island. And on Augusta Street, a street right across where we live, was this Chinaman in the heart of the poorest part of the island. And we buying from him. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Mentality. Tell your neighbor, deploy yourself. Let me say this to you. So I said to the guy, I said, excuse me, so when you go into a town or any country, so what do you do until you get a business? He says, any employment we have is always temporary. We only want enough money to start a business, that's all. Mentality. Number 6, true leadership is self-manifestation. You become a leader when you discover who you are and decide to become it. And that's how it works. True leadership is self-manifestation. Your leadership is not ahead of you, it's trapped within you. You are so great, it's amazing. But the environment won't allow you to become it. One of the smartest men I know in my life is this man right here, Dr. Jerry Horner. Smart, intelligent, have so many wonderful gifts. And I made a commitment to him last year. I said, the next few years, we're going to work together. I'm going to get stuff out of you. I'm going to get books out of you. I got to get some stuff out of you. Because you have so much to give to the world. Sometimes our past could hold us back. Mentality, just don't allow you to step out and take a risk. What you're doing now, it's not what you could do. Whatever you're impressed with, God's disappointed in. This conference began, every conference we begin by faith. No money, just some good plans and a lot of good announcements. And that's the way life is. Stop waiting for everything to show up before you start. Every leader, I tell you the truth, every leader ain't know what they doing. Me included. We don't know what we're doing. We just say, I got this idea, I'm going to go for it. And for heaven's sake, believe me, we ain't got no money. What I mean is for our projects. Because you are not a leader unless you're doing something you cannot pay for. Let me try it again. You missed that, Gandhi. I say you are not a leader unless you are doing something you cannot pay for. Leadership demands that you got to take risks. After all, you out front. Number 7, leadership is self-exposure. When you expose your true self, get ready. People won't understand you, but go for it. Let us meet you before you die. I was in London one time, went up north to visit an old church that a guy told me about. I walked in this old church. The church was 200 years old. Old church, a stone church. And I went in the cemetery around the church, and I saw these graves. And the graves were all broken down and everything. And I saw these graves there, and they had like 16, 18, 15, 42, these old dates and stuff. I'm like, wow. And I'm standing there by myself in this graveyard, hundreds of years old. I'm looking at this thing, and I heard a voice. And the voice said, do you see those graves? Most of those people never lived on earth. I thought, what is that? I don't understand the statement. And the voice came back again. It says, most of the people you see here, they never showed up on earth. I went back to my hotel room in London. That night I was disturbed by that statement all night. I couldn't figure what does that mean? Until the light came on. Oh,